So, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss some important advanced concept of Python. So, let's have a look. First is exception handling. So, what is exception handling? It is used to handle errors in a program so that program doesn't crash. And why it is used? It is used to prevent the program from the termination. Basically, the syntax is we used to write the try parameter and the except. We used to write here the risky code which may cause error. And if the error occurs, then this block of code will run. How? If I am dividing a number, if I am dividing a number with any of the number. So uh, somehow a case occurs like if I am dividing, if the input will be 0, so it causes an error which is division by 0 error. So in that case, exception block will be run. So that's how we are preventing our code from crashing. It will not terminate, it will print invalid input. So that's how types of exceptions like dividing by 0, like string which is written in int, so it is an invalid value, and the name error like variable is not defined and or occurs when index is out of range. C. In the same way, if when key is not found, age is not here. Okay, so this is how. So we can write many exception. Any of the error occurs in the same way, according to that error, the exception code will run. Also, else block. It runs when no exception occurs. See, if this, if, if try will run, the code and the try will run, then it means it doesn't contain any of the error, so that else code will be run. And finally, it is a final block which runs whether an exception occurs or not. This is true and finally will be run. Raising exceptions. In this, we used to write exceptions by our own, like age is minus 5, and we put a condition if age is less than 0, then raise an error. Age cannot be negative. In the same way, this is a function. We are raising an error that is invalid age, so that it is an exception. So ultimately, exception handling helps a program handle errors gracefully without crashing. Okay. Now, um, lambda function. It's also important. It is nothing but it is a small anonymous function. It doesn't contain any name. It is a very small, less code, one line function. Used very simple logic, and we used to do sorting, filtering, mapping, so many operations like functions. See, here's the syntax, arguments, and the expressions. See how. Just you need to write the arguments you are using here and the expression and store in a value. Then print, you get the output. In the single line, you made a function. You are using it like a function. So you can take multiple arguments as well. And here we are using map. So what is going here? A list. Okay. And here we are iterating over nums, and function is doing what, multiply each digit, double every element you can say. And mapping which means it will show one by one, and convert list will convert into a list, and when we print the result, then we got our result. See, I can run it for you. See, so the every number is the multiple of 2. Okay, so map is ultimately uh, just a minute. map it ultimately, uh, make a list of every element, put an operation with each and every element. Now, use of filter. It is a parameter with which we used to filter. Like I put a condition, I made a mm, function with a condition that even numbers are accepted only, and iterating over nums. Then filter will filter all the numbers which are even and store it in a list, and then print. So we get our output, that is 2 and the 4. Now, use of sorted. Sorted in the same way we are sorting. Now, let's have a look. We are that is a syntax of sorted, iterating over pairs, and this is must, that key. You can assume it is a syntax. This is must to write. Key is equals to what? The function will be here, the argument, and this is what? This is to tell you we are sorting based on the second value. If I write 0 here, then it will sort on the basis of first value. But we are sorting on the basis of second value. Okay, which is why then we print, we get output. Let me show you. See. Okay, we uh, sort it on the basis of second element. Now, important points are and lambda can have only one expressions, no multiple lines are allowed, and use for quick operations, no, not a complex logic. So ultimately, it is an anonymous function used for simple operations in Python. Now, another important concept, that is list comprehension. What is list comprehension? It is a short and smart way to write create list in one line. You can assume it like a loop. Okay, so why we use it? Because it's shorter the code and faster than the normal loops and easy to read. And okay, so here's a basic syntax, that is expression. In the same way, item, I mean for loop with, and the variable like item and iterable. Okay, see, a list is here. We are iterating over nums, and the variable is x, and that is the expression x cross x. So, what it will be happen? It will provide a list of squares of each element. The output will be this. If I put condition here, then only even number will be accepted, and the made list of even numbers. Okay, x in nums, if it contains even number, then expression is what? X. So it will be provide a list of only even numbers. If else in list comprehension, in the same way, it will do what? We put a condition, even if this is a condition of even, else odd. For x, we are iterating over nums. So what will we get? We will get a list which contains, this is what? Odd, even, odd, even. And let me show you how. See. Okay. Now, nested list comprehension. It is important and not so difficult. Looks like very messy, but not it's complicated as like you are thinking. Okay, see, just understood what the syntax says. It says the expression for the item and the iterable. We are iterating in the range of 3. Okay, the variable is j. So what it will be do? It will do. J iterating over 1, 2, 3, and expression is what J. So a tuple or a list you can say will be print 1, 2, and 3. In the same way, the whole expression is for this loop. So it will make 3. See, it will make 3 pairs. Okay, 3 list, not 3. 3 list inside list. I say wrong tuple, but it is a list. Now, using string in the same way, ch for ch in a word or iterating over word, and the variable is ch and printing every ch, then it will print every character in a list. So the important points are always runs a list and works like a loop but in a single line, and it is best for simple transformations. It is the shortest way to create and filter a list using one line of code. Okay. Now, next is dictionary comprehension. It is also important. Uh, in the same way, we understood the list comprehension. Dictionary comprehension is similar to them. See how? What we were doing? Uh, the key and the value. What we are doing is the syntax is curly braces, key and the value for item and in the iterable. See how? So here is the list and iterating over the list, x is the variable and that is the expression. That is the expression. Now what will we do? Will be printed along with each element of the list, that is this x, and the expression is square. So 1, 2 and his square, and 3 and its square, and 4 and its square will be printed in the form of dictionary, in the form of pairs. Now with condition if, in the same way, if the condition is provided, then only even numbers will be accepted. Okay, and it will be print not any expression square it here, just a single number which is this. So that's how it will be printed. If else in dictionary comprehension. So what is in this? Iterating over nouns for x, and x will be printed here, and even so it will ultimately print a list one, and the key will be one and the value will be according to the number even or odd. Then it means one and odd. Then other pair will be two even. Other pair will be three odd. If you want, let me show you. Okay, see, done. Now from string, how we are iterating our word with the variable of ch and counting word dot count ch. So at every ch the count will be 1, and p the pair will be what? P comma 1 first pair, y comma 1 second pair, t comma 1 third pair, h comma 1. Okay, and let me run for you. See, okay. Now swapping the values in this way. This is the way like we are getting the data. this is the way to get the data. Dot items, all dot items, we are getting the data, and iterating k and v over, I mean, over the old items on the data, and now we are making the list, making the dictionary. That is first is v, with which means now they will be reversed. Do you want to me show? See, so v will become here, which is 1, and k is what? A. Okay, a b c. Okay, so in that way you will get your swapped dictionary. So always returns a dictionary, works like a loop, condition in one line. It is very useful for data transformation. Data comprehension is a shortcut to create dictionaries using one line of code. Now let's next have a look on modules and packages in the Python. See, what is a module? Module is a single Python file, which extension is .py, that contains functions, variable, classes. With the help of this, we can reuse our code, and we can use it again and again by just importing it. How? See, like it is a built-in module we used to import, and earlier we used to import in many of our previous lectures. Math, it contains many functions, methods, variables. With the help of them, we used to do mathematical operations. See, and in the same way, from math we are importing. If we don't want to import the whole module, we can import a specific function. That is, if I don't want to import whole math, so I import sqrt from math, then this way I can write. And if I don't want to write again and again like math.sqrt, so I am assigning it as a variable m, and now calling the function. What is a package? Now we discussed about module, and what is a package? It is a folder containing multiple modules. Okay, it is used to organize related modules together, and ultimately it contains many modules together. Okay, so my package is this. Those many files inside this, and from my package we are importing file one. In the same way, from company HR we are importing employee. So, single file is a folder of modules. It is a directory and simple code. Okay, module is a single file. Package is a collection of modules, and in .py makes a folder. Package folder concept still used. I don't know how it is used. Okay, module is a single Python file. Package is a collection of modules, and that's it. Now, pip. What does it mean? It is nothing but package installer for Python. Okay. Earlier, now it is uh, pre pre-installed, but after the version of 3 I think 4. Okay. But earlier we used to do it by own. So it is nothing but it is used to install and update the libraries like Skid, Panda, NumPy. Okay. So here you can use it like in your terminal. You can put this command pip install the package name, any of the package name you can install. So that is the same way. Like you want to install this NumPy, so that is just a command. Pip install the package. Pip uninstall will remove the package. Okay, it will show you the list of installed package. This will show you the version, and pip install upgrade will update the package. So it is just a terminal commands, but now it is becomes old because now in our new version it is pre-installed. Okay, see now. pip comes pre-installed with Python mostly, and it downloads package from Python package index. Okay. Now, what is this? This is something underscore underscore name. Then in this way. So, what is the use of this? What is it? It checks whether a file, Python file, is being run directly or imported as a module. See, if a file contains this, then it will be true. Let me show you how. It prevents the code from running. See, this is a code line of code. If I run this, then the greet function will be printed. The greet function will be printed because it will be always true. But what if I import this file another in the another file? Then this will not be printed. So what is the use of this? It prevent code from running on import and help code reusability. It is almost used in every Python project. Okay. So if file runs directly, then grid runs. If imported, then nothing will be run. So in the same way, now OS module. OS is what? Operating system module. It is used to interact with the operating system. Okay. So why is it? To work with the files, folders, and get the system info to manage directories. So you need to import OS. Then we can know the current directory by this command, by this line of statement. We can change directory by this os.csdr and the path name. Okay, and the list files, it will provide the list. It will create a new folder. It is important. See, market is important. It is used to create a new folder. And remove folder, it will remove the folder. So ultimately, OS helps Python to talk your system, files, folders, path, etc. etc. You can put operations on your file with the help of OS. Now let's have a look on regular expressions. Remodule. What is it? Remodule is used to search and match patterns in text. Okay, why we use it? Valid input, email, phone, search text. See how we importing RE, which is regular expressions. Now it will search. We import RE, and text is something like this, and iterating over text and searching. What does it mean? Forward slash and D, which means any digit. If contains any digit, and plus means add. Uh, I mean one or more. If contains any digit one or more, then it will be search and it will store in match variable. Then with and group together. It will the digit will be grouped together and then it will be printed. So you get output that is that number. So it is ultimately used to search and find all matches. If any of the digit will be found, then it will be printed. So you get one, two, three. Do you want to show output? See, in the form of list, it provides numbers only. Now replace text. It is a function. It will replace the word by Python by iterating over this text, then store it in new text, then print new text. So this means digit, this means word character, and this means space, that is one or more, and that is zero or more. So the one line summary, this control execution of lines, and OS module works with operating system, and R module is used for pattern matching. Now let's have a look on match statement. Like You may guys are aware about in the another languages we used to do switch statement, which makes our code readable in a proper format. So in the same way, we write match statement. It makes the code clean and easy to read, good for multiple conditions. See how. In the same way, match the variable is and the case 1, case 2, case 3, and the default case and the pattern set. See. So the days 2, we are making match conditions. We are match day with if case is 1, then it will printed. If case is 2, then it will be printed. If case is 3, then it will be printed. And default is print invalid day. Okay, so 2, so Tuesday will be printed. If the string, if it contains string, so it will check which cases match. Whatever case will be matched, then that block of code will run. So in that case, this will be run. Program started. Match with our condition. So we are matching. Put conditions of our 1, 2, or 3. So any of the match, then it will be printed. Otherwise, this match with list. In the same way, we put list here and we'll check. So important points. It means default case and works only in Python 3.10 plus. Okay, more powerful than switch case in other languages. Now, one line summaries. A match statement is used for pattern matching and works like a modern switch case in Python. Now, enumerate. Enumerate. It is like loop, but uh, we used to use this where we want indexing as well. We can also do it with for loop, with normal loops, but with the help of enumerating, we can get index along with that. See how? Without enumerate, we are iterating over fruits length. Okay, so we print I and the fruits of I. So we will get 1 dot apple, 2 dot banana, c dot, I mean 2 dot 3 dot mango. But with the help of enumerate function, we get index simultaneously. So iterating enumerate fruits over with this variable and we get a list. See how this. But if we want that the list should be start from 1, then we can write like this. In enumerate we can write like start from 1, then indexing will be start from 1. Apple, banana, mango. Okay, so that's how. In the same way, string will be printed. The character will be 1 will be P, and do you want to show output? C output. C. Now, so return index plus value makes loop cleaner and very commonly used in projects and interviews. In the same way, why it is important? Like supposing you are making a menu, so here you need indexing along with list, along with the list. Okay, so in that way you can use enumerated function. Start from 1, enumerating over items, and for I this in this way, this is f string. So one line summary is enumerate lets you access both index and the value of items while looping through a sequence. Now we understood the basics. Now we are going to do some practical questions as well. C. Write a program to open 3 files. This, and this. If any of these files are not present, a message without exiting the program must be printed, prompting the same. See how we already discussed. So See, ultimately it means error will maybe happen if one of the file is not present. So we are making this risky code under try parameter, and with a try used to write except. If this cause an error, then except will be run. Okay, but we opened the file here, file 1, which is 1.txt. We made another file 2.txt and 3.txt. If you guys don't aware about this, that is the concept of file handling. You can check the playlist for file handling. Okay, so I here what I did, I made two files only. This one.txt and 2.txt, but 3.txt is not made here. So it will definitely cause an error. To cover that error, I print file not found in except. If error caused, then this block of code will run. Else will run when nothing, if no exception is found. And finally, will run in every case error whether the error found or not. So you will get output is what, file not found and all set. I'm not running for you because it will be complicated to run all the codes together. Now write a program to print third, fifth, and seventh element from a list using enumerate function. Okay, so what we are doing? We made a list. We are just accessing third, fifth, and seventh element. So we put a condition. How? We are starting at is accessing from 1, otherwise the index will be start from 0. Okay, enumerate, and indexing is here and the variable is here, and we put a condition if I equal 3 or I equal 5 or I equal 7, then only it will enter and print the list, the items, that which the output will be uh, it will be pasta and one 3 dot pasta and noodles and ice creams. Okay, 5 dot noodles and 7 dot ice cream. Now next question is write a list comprehension to print a list which contains the multiplication table of a user. Enter down. So we made an empty list and taking input from the user. Now we are using list. So if I write loop here, so it will contain 2 or more 3 lines of code. But with the help of list comprehension, it will become very easy. Like we are looping in a single line only. So we are ranging from 1 to 11 and the variable is I and the expression is n multiplied by I. So it's stored in y and then we print y. So we will get our table in the form of a list. So the next question is write a program to display a divided by b and where a and b are integers. If b is equal to 0 and display infinite by handling the zero division error. So in this nothing, we assign a variable a with 2 and b with 0. Try if a divided by b is 0, a divided by b is x. So it will definitely cause an error, and to handle that error, we made an exception. In that, we used to write print zero division error. So it will print zero division error. And now in the question number 5th, store the multiplication table generated in the problem number 3 in a file named tables.txt. So I made a file tables.txt and now the table we made in the question number 3, this, so we have to store it in this file. So to do this, we used to open that file in the writing mode, then write the value of y in the form of string because it is in the form of list. So we have to convert it into a string, then write into that file, then f dot close. So you can check in the table of 2 is stored. So that's it for now, guys. Hope you understood, and sorry if I made any kind of mistakes because I am currently learning. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.